Today we start with the diuretics. The diuretics are commonly defined as drugs that increase the amount of urine produced by the kidney, or the diuretics are the agents which augment the renal excretion of sodium and either chloride by bicarbonate primarily and water excretion by the secondarily. The term the diuretic is sometimes used to describe the drug that increase the renal excretion of sodium and the chloride ions. Now next one is the regulation of water and electrolyte balance, in that the kidney is the primary regulatory organ, and the major function of kidney are: first one is the excretion of nitrogenous waste product of protein metabolism, second one is the maintenance of acid base equilibrium, and third one is maintenance of sodium, potassium, chloride and bicarbonate ions in a proper balance within the two fluid compartments. These are the functions of the kidneys. Now next one is the, all of you know, the functional unit of kidney is the nephron, and this nephron performs, or the kidney performs, the three functions which are carried out by the complex process of the urine formation. Okay. Now, which consists of the production of an ultrafiltration of plasma in the glomeruli. Next one is the reabsorption and the secretion of electrolytes and other solutes in the tubules. Again, a passive diffusion of water and solute according to the concentration gradient caused by the active transfer of sodium and chloride ions across the tubule. All of you know what is meant by the passive diffusion is the concentration gradient. It means the solute is transferred from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Under the normal condition, the glomerular filtration rate is about 120 ml per minute, which works out to more than 150 liters per 24 hours. Out of this, protein-free filtrate 99% is reabsorbed, and the urine volume each day is about 1.5 liter. There are the four major sites of the sodium reabsorption and water and the electrolyte transport along the nephron. The first one is the proximal convoluted tubule, or the isosmotic site. Second one is the thick ascending limb of loop of Henle, which constitutes the countercurrent multiplier system, and with the collecting duct is known as the concentration site. Third one is the cortical distal, which is the dilution site, and the distal convoluted tubule, where the sodium and bicarbonate ions are reabsorbed, while potassium and hydrogen ions are secreted to regulate the potassium and acid base balance of the body. These are the four sites. Now see in the diagram, these are the isosmotic site. Next one is the concentration site. Next is the dilution site, and last one is the hydrogen and potassium secretion site. Now next one is the role of the renin-angiotensin, aldosterone and the diuretic hormones in the maintenance of the fluid and the electrolyte balance. It means the homeostasis. Now in that, when the fall in the renal output of the sodium chloride or the fall in the renal perfusion, they cause the renin-angiotensin system get stimulated. After the stimulation of renin-angiotensin system, they secrete the aldosterone. After the aldosterone secretion, increase the tubular secretion of sodium and the chloride, as well as increase the tubular secretion of the potassium. This increased tubular secretion of sodium and chloride raises the blood osmolarity, and that's why the antidiuretic hormone secretion get stimulated. These are the role of the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system and the antidiuretic hormones for maintaining the electrolyte balance or the homeostasis. Next one is the classification of diuretics. This classification of diuretics get divided into the 6 subtypes. First one is the benzothiazides and related compound. Second one is high saline or the loop diuretics. Third one is the carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. Fourth one is the potassium sparing diuretics. Fifth one is the osmotic diuretics, and the sixth one is the last one, methyl xanthine. These are the classification of diuretics. Now first one is the benzothiazides and the related compound. These benzothiazides and related compound get divided into the two subtypes, the thiazides and the related compound. Example of the thiazides are chlorothiazide, hydrochlorothiazide, benzthiazide, bendroflumethiazide, cyclothiazide, hydroflumethiazide, methaclothiazide, and the polythiazide. These are the examples of the thiazides. Next one is the related compounds. In that example is the chlorthalidone, metronidazole, quinetrazone, indapamide. These are the example of related compounds. Next one is the high saline or the loop diuretics. In that example is the furosemide, bumetanide, ethacrenic acid. Next one is the carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. In that example is the acetazolamide, acetazolamide sodium, dichlorphenamide, and the midazolamide. Next one is the potassium sparing diuretics. Example is spironolactone, trimeterane, amiloride. Fifth one is the osmotic diuretics. In that example is the mannitol, urea, glycerin, and the isosorbate. And last one is the methyl xanthine. Example is the aminophylline. These are the classification of the diuretics. Now major location of the ion and water exchange in the nephron showing site of the action. Now see, first one is the proximal convoluted tubule. Example is the acetazolamide. Okay, this acetazolamide which is a carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. Okay, second one is the descending loop of Henle. In that the ascending loop of Henle, bumetanide, furosemide, ethacrenic acid. These are the loop diuretics. Okay, fourth one is the distal convoluted tubule. In that the thiazides. Okay, fourth one is the collecting duct. In that the example is the spironolactone, amiloride. These are the potassium sparing diuretics.